Welcome back from the break, guys. Up next, we have an interview from PAX 2014, where Ryan interviews Paul from C3 Studios about Particulars.
So I'm here at the Indie Pavilion at PAX Australia 2014 in Melbourne. I'm here with Paul. We're here to talk about Particulars, and you're the lead designer. So can you give us a brief overview of Particulars and like the story and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so Particulars is a game that's about subatomic particle physics. So you're playing as a quark, which is the smallest thing, one of the smallest things in the universe, and there's a whole of other particles, and the main mechanic of the game is that everything attracts or repels each other, even you. So you're kind of not in full control of your own particle. There are then antiparticles that you have to avoid because they'll annihilate you, and there's a whole lot of puzzles throughout the game.
As well as the quarks and stuff, there is also a kind of overarching story behind it as well, isn't
Yes,
there?
there is. So yeah, we've got a story in there about a physicist called Alison, and she's having a bit of a tough time in her life at the moment. And so the story is really exploring her character and why she is the way she is. So it's looking at her past and her present and kind of wondering what's going to happen to her in the future.
So how is the two kind of different story elements split up? Is there, is it cutscenes in between a few missions? Like, how much are we going to see of the main protagonist and stuff like that?
Yeah, so the basic way that we deliver the story is that between each chapter there'll be a short cutscene that's looking at Alison as she is now and what's happening in her life right now. And then when you go into the levels, between each level there's a short quote from her life delivered by Alison herself.
Yeah.
That's essentially being filtered through how she feels about that and what that meant to her.
Oh, awesome. So let's talk a little bit more about the game. You were saying that there are different puzzles with like the different types of quarks.
Yeah.
I played like a short demo of it, and even then there was quite a different number of puzzle types. One had me avoiding people for 35 seconds.
Yep.
The others had me trying to destroy the down quarks or whatever.
Yep.
Can you say a little bit more about the different like types of puzzles we might?
Yeah, totally. So the demo that we actually have is fairly towards a more arcadey style of the game, more about destroying things or avoiding things, that sort of thing. We also do a lot of stuff around trying to get certain particles into certain areas. There are levels where you've got to keep the population down, or actually create enough particles to keep it up.
Yeah.
We later introduce different mechanics around being able to create your own particles rather than them being spawned for you, and barriers that stop certain types of particles going through. And so really dealing with and understanding how those charges interact becomes very important, especially later on.
Yeah. So there's obviously a quite heavy scientific influence in this game. Maybe a little bit of Tron with the arcade machine.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit more about your influences and how they've affected like the design of the game?
Totally. So most of the physics of the game is actually based on a third-year physics course I took at university that was really inspiring.
Yeah.
It was one of those courses where every week you kind of learn how something you thought was true was completely wrong. And so that I found really exciting and interesting. And so pretty much the game is trying to go through those, but in a way that's accessible and easy to understand.
Yeah.
So we start off very simple, like with a single type of particle and a single force, and then we start layering on more and more. And so as much as possible, the game is, when I've had a question about the gameplay, I've always gone back to the physics and try to figure out how do we create something that's as true to that while still being good as a game.
All right, awesome. Just lastly, can you tell us when and where we can get the game?
Yeah, so you can get the game right now on Steam or on the Humble Store.
All right, thank you very much for talking with us.
Thanks a lot.
Oh, we haven't done that for a while.
Yeah, that's the sound of you spreading your wings.
Spreading my wings.
Oh, well, now this is awkward.
Oh, mate, separate them.
Yeah, that got awkward because
You got awkward.
it's worth
It was
checking out.
fine
And then,
until you got it. Guys, I'm so random. Like, comment, subscribe. 'Cause
like
I'm so
for like,
random.
follow for follow.
Yeah. Watermelon, hippopotamus.
Cash. I like bagels.
Oh,
Christmas
nice
lights.
one. Primo man. Smoking the herbs. 420 herbs. It's a lot of herbs. Right now though, we're going to my TGS interview. We're big. Big.
They also do some terrible things. What does that song actually have to do with video games? I'm so confused.
Okay. Okay. Lana Del Rey. Lana Del Rey.